Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name's Allie, and I'm here looking real cute for y'all today to show you my tanning routine. I'm recording in my bathroom because it makes it a lot easier for all the stuff I'm about to do, so I apologize if the audio isn't the best. Now, most people will put their tan on right before they go to bed and sleep in it so it can develop overnight because it does take around 5 to 7 hours for most tans. However, I don't like to sleep in tans, it's just really uncomfortable for me. So if I have a day off, I'll put it on in the morning. Right now, it's a little bit after 11, and then I'll just hang out the rest of the day with my tan on and wash it off at night. Self-tanning is something that takes a lot of practice, but if you follow all of my steps, your tan will look great. So the first step of self-tanning is to jump in the shower. I'll pull my hair up in a bun so it's out of the way and it doesn't get wet. And then you want to shave everywhere that you would normally shave. I like to tan first because after I exfoliate, I know for sure there's no shaving cream or any residue left. So with that being said, after I shave, I exfoliate. And I use these gloves, look like this. You can get these anywhere, and they're really affordable. I like using the gloves instead of the loofah because I feel like it really exfoliates a lot better and you can get into all the nooks and crannies really well. And whenever I exfoliate with the gloves, I don't use an exfoliating body wash with the beads in it because this does the trick on its own. I'll just put some normal body wash in it and then scrub my entire body. I don't exfoliate my face with the gloves on because I have really sensitive skin and there's probably a lot of germs and bacteria on this from sitting in the shower, so I don't want to touch my face with that. And that's gross. When it comes to exfoliating, there's a lot of places that you really want to focus on. You want to scrub your wrists really well as your fingers. Scrub your elbows really well, your knees, and don't forget about your ankles. Because self-tanner likes to really clean to those areas, so make sure you scrub them really well. But like I said, you're going to scrub your whole body. When I'm done exfoliating my body, I'll move on to my face and use just any exfoliating face wash, but this is the one I prefer. It's really affordable. It's probably going to be backwards to y'all, but it's just the St. Ives face wash. It's really affordable and it lasts a long time and it does the job. It's great. So now I'm going to jump in the shower and do everything I just told you, and I'll see you when I get out. Alright, I'm out of the shower and I just blow dried the roots of my hair because whenever I wash my face, all of this gets really wet. And to make your tan look more natural, you really need to get into your hairline. And you don't want any of your hair to be wet when you're doing that. So the tan I'll be using for this video is called Loving Tan. I've been using it for a while and I really, really like it because the color looks so natural. It's really dark and you don't have to let it develop for as long as you would other tans. And the great thing about this brand is that they have a face lotion specifically for your face. I know this is gonna be backwards, I'm sorry guys. And I have the really dark color because I'm gonna be bronzy. But starting out, if this is the first time you've ever done a tan, maybe start with light to medium because it's a little bit of a shock when you first put it on. So when you get out of the shower, don't do any skincare at all, not even lotion. You don't want anything on your face. And when I use this, I need to take my rings off. 1 second. I'm actually gonna wash my hands real quick since I'll be touching my face. So I like to do the bottom half of my face first and then the top. I'll show you what I mean. Make sure your hands are nice and dry after you wash them. So I usually squeeze this much in my hand at first. And then rub it, make sure your little hairs are out of the way. Make sure you get under the eyes as well. And really blend it in over here at the ears. And this part of my face is really dry for some reason, so I'm gonna avoid that a little bit because usually when you have dry spots, it looks a lot darker. And I don't wanna look like I have a mustache. So now I'm gonna do my forehead and squirt out about as much, a little bit less. And then apply it all over my forehead and on my nose and really get in the hairline because that's what's gonna make it look more natural and not like you're wearing a dark mask. And then you wanna get your eyelids too. All around the eyebrows. And just make sure it's really rubbed in. Since I like to be extra dark, I'm gonna put another layer on, but I'm gonna let this layer dry a little bit, just literally for a couple seconds, because if you put it on while the first layer is still wet, it's gonna smudge and look really weird. So just gonna let this dry. So now it's a little bit dry, I'm just gonna put a little bit more on. All right, and now it's on. You can kind of see already that it's a little bit darker than my natural color, but it's gonna get a lot darker too, which is great. Fix my brows a little bit. So after you're done applying the face tanning lotion, wash your hands thoroughly. They'll still be a little bit dark, but don't worry because it's not gonna stay. Now I know a lot of tanning brands don't have the face tanning lotion, so I'll show you what to do if they don't. I get the foam and I squirt a little bit on the mitt, about that much. And I get a brush that looks like this, the flat-headed brushes. And I'll dab it in like this, and then I'll dab a little bit off. And I'm gonna dab it on my face and then blend it in with circular motions until I cover my whole face. And I'm only gonna do one layer of that. When I'm done applying the tan to my face, I'm gonna put lotion on some really dry parts of my body that tan really likes to cling to. And those parts are gonna be the wrists for sure, and I only go about this low, not too low, just cover the bony parts, front and back. I'm gonna put it on my entire hand. And by the time you get to your hands at the end of the whole routine, the lotion's gonna be dry, so it'll be fine. Definitely on your elbows. Those are really dry. I put it about in this area. And the reason you wanna apply lotion to these dry areas is so that it doesn't stick as well and so that it's not as dark. Put some on your knees. Not the whole knee, just this part right here. And then a place that a lot of people forget about are the ankles. The ankles get really dry in the back of the heel. And you're gonna put tan on your feet so that it doesn't look weird. And tan really likes to cling to those areas, so make sure you lotion those up good. But not the whole foot, just the ankles and the heels. And rub it in nice so that it's all soaked in, and then rub the rest on your hand. Now, the first part of my body that I tan is always my back. And that's a very difficult place to reach because I'm not flexible enough to reach all that in the middle. So one thing you can do, sorry, I'm starting to sweat in here behind these lights, so I need to hurry up. But one thing you can do is get your mitt and put it on a spoon or a spatula and then tie a hair tie around the bottom and then get it and tan the areas that you can reach, but that's very difficult. So I'm just gonna get Marcus to help me. Anyone can help you. They don't have to be an expert because as long as they cover your whole back and don't leave any white spots, it's gonna look fine. I've gotten so many people to help me with this part. I've gotten Marcus, obviously, his mom, my whole entire family has helped me. So it's definitely a team effort to make me look nice and tan. Now, usually when I get someone to help me, I'll put some shorts on, and then I'll just get a towel to cover my tatas, cover the front part of me, so that the back can be fully exposed. But since I'm recording a video, I'm gonna have a top on, and he'll just have to work around that. Okay, get it. Your face isn't good. So I tell Marcus to put his hand up and dig his big fit hands in there. And now when I'm telling him to do it, I always tell him to do strokes. Show me strokes. No, that's not a stroke. Strokes. And then in the places he needs to blend it in with circular motions. That's not nice. Okay, so I'll squirt it in his hand for him. Usually 2 pumps, and then show him what you do. Yeah, do that. All right. And then he'll start putting it on my back in the places that I can't reach. He's gotten very good at this. You need more?
It's just really hard.
I feel like you need more. And when he's doing it, I'll do my back like this, which is really unattractive, but it makes it a lot easier to get around the, what are these called? Not scallops. I want to call them scallops.
Yeah, the scallops.
What are they?
No, they're called scallops, that's it, yeah.
Okay, that's good enough. Thank you, baby. Alright, now that that's done, we can get to the rest of the body. I had to open up my door a little bit, so if you see it, I'm sorry. It's getting really hot in here, and I don't want to sweat, because if you sweat, it'll mess the face and everywhere else you have tan up. Sure. Give it a good shake. I usually do about half a pump, maybe a little bit more. And then I do that to disperse it on the glove. And I will start with my arms. I start in the middle, and then I drag it to my elbows and my wrist. You never want to put tan directly on those areas since they are a little bit drier. Even though you put lotion on, it's still going to somewhat cling to those areas. So I cover all this, and then I do like dusting motions. See that? You always want to use whatever you have left on your mitt because it will look really dark and really fake. And it's good to do this in front of a mirror so that you can see if you missed any areas. All right, now we're gonna do the upper part of our arms. And you really want to try to avoid the armpits. Like, you want to get tan on them, but don't put it on directly because it's like the elbows. It kind of looks weird if you put too much color there. And obviously you would normally be doing this naked, but I can't do that for the video. Makes things a lot easier if you don't have any clothes on. Make sure you lock your bedroom door, because if your family's like mine, they just bust in and nobody wants that. Oh. You want a towel so that you can wipe off stuff like this. And we're back. You want to make sure you get the back of the neck too. Don't forget about that. When you're applying your tan, most of the time, it's going to look a little bit muddy. But once you wash it off, it's all going to even out. So don't stress if it's not just one smooth color, because it'll be even once you get out of the shower. See what I mean? I don't know if you can tell, but it looks a little bit muddy in some areas, but I know it'll turn out okay once I get out of the shower. Ooh, see this? That's where I didn't rub it in good. Make sure you rub that out so it's not just one weird stripe on your face. There you go. You can wipe your fingers off so it doesn't develop on your fingers. So I'm gonna skip my other arm real quick and show you how to do the legs. I'm gonna explain it because it's kind of hard to show you. I get a big dollop. Do that. And then when you put it on your legs, you don't want to put it directly on the knee. It's just like the elbows. You want to use whatever you have left and put it in that area. And same for the ankles and feet. Just use whatever you have left on the mitt to color those areas so they're not too dark. I always do 2 layers because I like to be extra dark. It's not completely necessary, but I also do it so that if I miss any spots, I get them on the second go around. I'm gonna finish applying the rest of my tan and I'll be right back to show you how to do the hands. All right, I'm back with my super baggy clothes on, which is essential for tanning. You can either wear really baggy clothes or you can wear a robe, either one works. And if you put on 2 layers, it usually takes a little bit longer for it to dry. So I actually blow dry my body, which I know sounds kind of crazy, but I just put it on low heat and hit my entire body. And I really focus on the parts that crease so that it won't dry weird. And it just speeds up the process a little bit more. But also I will just hang out in my room before I put clothes on and just clean up my room or organize some things before I put clothes on, just so I can really make sure that it's dry. So now I'm going to show you how to apply the tan onto your hands. So again, we're just going to do a little pump here, dab it, and really get the excess off. And then you're going to blend it into your hands. Try to do it where you can see it. And you want to put your hand in like a fist position or a claw so that you can get in those creases of your knuckles. And I like to even bring it around here, but be very, very light-handed in those areas because that's where it tends to look really crazy. But I just blend it into my wrist. And over here too, also be really light-handed in this area. And just make sure you get your entire finger and even between the fingers. And I usually only do 1 pump of foam because you don't want to make your hands look too dark. All right, so we're gonna do the exact same thing for the other hand. And if you get the color too dark in some areas, you can just get a towel and pat it out, and that should take care of it. Okay, so I have the tan on, and usually you want to leave tans on for about the same amount of time as you would sleep. So around like 7 to 8 hours, but I've used this tan before, so I know I can leave it on for about 5 hours and it'll be dark and last a long time. So leaving it on for 5 hours, and while I'm letting it develop, I lay a towel down wherever I'm gonna sit, because there is a possibility that the tan will transfer onto whatever you're touching. And avoid water. You don't want to do anything that's related to water. Don't do the dishes. Be very careful if you want to do laundry. If you eat some food, drink out of a straw. I have one of those mason jar cups that comes with like the reusable straw, and that's like my tanning cup. That's what I always use when I tan. Don't sweat. Avoid sweating. Definitely avoid crying, because you'll have to wash it off immediately or you're gonna have streaks in your face. It'll look crazy. And that's why a lot of people like to sleep in it, because they don't have to worry about it. All right, so I'm gonna go eat some lunch, let my tan sit for 5 hours, and then I'm just gonna hop in the shower, wash it off with soap and water, wash my face like normal, don't exfoliate though. And then I will show you what it looks like when I get out. All right guys, it's been about 5 hours. It's around 6 o'clock now, and I'm looking really dark, and I'm ready to be tan. Ta-da! This is the finished product. Well, kind of. I'm actually going to show y'all what this looks like in the morning, because I feel like it still develops overnight and gets a little bit darker. I could be wrong, but I always notice a difference in the morning. But I'm very happy with how dark I am now. Look at that color. Oh, hip cramp. Pretty happy with it. Looks nice, and it's going to get even darker by the morning. Okay, so just a couple more tips for self-tanning. This has to do with the maintenance side of tanning. Anytime you get out of the shower, I would pat dry, because anytime you rub it, it's gonna make the tan come off quicker. So another really important tip is to apply lotion every day and like all over your body. But the longer your skin is hydrated, the longer it's gonna last and not crack. If you have dry skin, the tan will start to crack and you'll kind of look like a lizard, and that's not the look I'm going for. Another good tip is to use gradual tanning lotion instead of just normal lotion, because gradual tanning lotion on its own will give you a little bit of color. So that on top of a tan will just make it last a lot longer. I wouldn't recommend putting it on your face, because I don't know how it is for sensitive skin. I haven't put it on my face. I just use normal lotion. With that being said, the tan on your face is going to come off a lot quicker than the rest of your body, just because, you know, I wash my face twice a day. You're always touching it, putting lotion on, washing it, everything. So it's going to come off a lot quicker. That's why I love the face tanning lotion for Loving Tan, because you can very easily just apply it again. I only keep it on for about 2 hours once I reapply it, because by that point the tan on my body has faded too, and I don't want my face to be darker. But before you apply the tan on your face again, I would do a light exfoliation before you apply it, just so that it can stick a little bit better. Well, I think that's about it, guys. I'm gonna show y'all what this looks like in the morning, because I think it's gonna be even darker. So y'all have a good night. I'm gonna go paint my nails, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is now after 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm feeling pretty dark. I feel like my face is usually a little bit darker than it is now, but it's still pretty dark, and my body is definitely bronze. See, look at this. Look at that color. Obviously, I love having a new tan on. So yeah, overall, just a great color. Feeling pretty tan, pretty good. Can't wait to go show it off to the world. Just at the grocery store, because we're not allowed to go anywhere. Well, that's my tanning routine, guys. I hope it really helps y'all out, because I know for most of the world it's getting a lot warmer and everyone wants to be tan for summer. Or if you're like me, you want to be tan year round. And if you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Turn on that notification bell so you can see when I have new videos, and say hi to me down below in the comments so we can have a chat. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.